What is going on, everybody? A leaked database of 101,000 Friend.tech users was leaked. And I think that we can all understand right now. I'm Joey. You guys are all the nerds. You know the guys. I don't remember their names. Shibarium is now in private mode as Shiba Inu team gears up for enhanced security measures ahead of the public relaunch. Super excited about that. Crypto debt drove a South Korean college student to armed robbery. Or was he just playing Grand Theft Auto 3? And a SHIB official wallet becomes the week's top SHIB burner as the community burns 1.8 billion SHIB in 7 days. And this Bitcoin crash, is it a fake out or is it the new normal? This is not financial advice, but I'm always right.
It's your boy Bleeves. Everybody listen up. Let's get it. I'm trying to put money in your pocket. That crypto wallet. That bing bada bing ching ching big profit. Even when the market's sideways, I'm looking for ways to get paid. I'm checking my coins around breakfast, then again around bedtime. Bet this, it's not financial advice, but I'm always right. 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 I'm always right.
What is going on, everybody? My name is Bleeves. This is Breakfast with Bleeves. We are here to talk about this crazy ass cryptocurrency market and basically hope for the best at this point. Because it looks like we're going off the cliff and things will never, ever be the same. Or will they? Are we just kind of there waiting for the next big move? Is something going to happen? First of all, Slap Yo Mama says, do not fear, I am here. I believe it's we're here, we're queer. So, try that again. Richard Caldwell says, good morning, everyone. Irati said, let's start the week off right. LFG. Jeff T, good morning. Diggy's in the house. Time to put your 401k in Harry Potter. Dude, Harry Potter, etc., etc. It's Harry Potter, Trump, Homer Simpson, 777 Inu. Jay Manuel says, good morning. Good morning, y'all. Brandon M says, get off the pot, Bleeves. It's legal here, so no. Richard Nelson, Ryo says USTC creeping up slowly. Kardik, it's your boy Bleeves. Yes, it is. Dalton says USTC flashed to 0.011 the other day. Did you get in? In fact, I did, but only about $50. So I'm waiting for 3 or 4x, and then I'm going to buy like a couple $100 worth of lunk. Hopefully, one runs and the other one doesn't. I'm not a big player in that. I think I put like 12. I want to say Lunk was really good to me because I put 1 BNB in. I cashed 7 BNB out. Then I put 2 BNB in. Then I cashed 1 more out. So my bag at the time was, I want to say, by the way, I think BNB was trading at about 300, 310 maybe. So it was about $610 that I put in. That I have right now, and I have like 12 or 13. But so I'm sitting up overall, and glad to have what I have. But I'm not huge. There was hands up. Bad idea is ascending. It sure as shit is. Martin Morrow is always wrong. Thanks to Voyager finishing its dump. Let's see where we go. That's a very good point. We've got a good opportunity now that Voyager has finished. And that dirtbag, what's his name? Dirt McGirt, I think his name is. Is that what his name is? I don't remember, but I think that's what it is. I think that the guy is, or am I thinking of the Wu-Tang Clan? Dirt McGirt, whatever his name is. Stephen Ehrlich, by the way, is his name. Sold off on everybody because he's a piece of shit. And pieces of shits have now dropped into the toilet and he got flushed away. Thomas Brooks says, time to do it. Okay, the new normal. We have less work more and pay more. They dropped us all on our heads. the new normal. We have less work. More. I see. This is not true. I really don't think that that's true. By the way, for everybody who I don't think that we work harder. And look, if the world was created in poverty, where you had to farm your own stuff out of the ground. Everybody had to work hard to maintain themselves, and they had to work farms all day. They had to do a lot of hard stuff. We're not working harder. We're working better, and we're more productive today than we were at any point ever. And we make way more money than we made ever. And now, when that sinks down, then we make statements like this because it feels like that, but it's not really. We're in the best time to be alive. We really are. Angel is in the house. How about some real information rather than the BS tons of YouTubers provide? I'll let you know in just a few minutes. Hopefully, it's going to be exactly what you want. Good evening, Bleeves. Nope, try again. Daniel Volt is volting it up with his $150. Jorge Lopez, good morning. Local 420 in the house. Brandon M, the crapper. Enough negativity for me. Shipmate Solutions. Hey, please remind SHIB Army governance vote will decide the burn rate. So make sure that you are, if you are a holder, that you get into the DAO and make your vote known. And by the way, just so you guys understand, I'm also part of the Lunk Army, and Jesus Christ, they do a shitty job of deciding what they're going to do. They basically just paused repeg and just it's absolutely nuts. What's going on? Lunk to the moon, or is the moon underneath us? Because that's where it's going to end up going if they don't get their shit together. Mars swap is going to fly. Turd. Suss out Milady coin. You know, Milady coin had a huge run. So, you know, great thing for them. They had a magnificent run, cashing in off of the Milady NFT collection, obviously, but you know. Good morning from Ben Ferrer. Job B, Volt is fire. Christian's Nature Studio says Lunk. Lunk is gonna look. I remain bullish on everything. Let's get into the news. By the way, let's check a few things out here before we get going here, because the craziness. I've had every OnlyFans model on the planet since, I want to say, Wednesday of last week. Hey, did anybody want to have a Friend.tech user link? And all the cool kids, there's a real cool club on the other side of town where the real cool kids go to settle down and talk bad about the other kids. If anybody knows Screeching Weasel, shout out in the chat, because I love punk rock. But anyway, so the Friend.tech users were coming out and they were like, hey, anybody want my code? Trying to get people in. Well, now your ETH addresses and names have been leaked. 101,000 of them, because guess what they didn't do? Audit before they started it. So just absolutely crazy. Just horrible. Just redonkulous, ridiculous, whatever you want to call it. So guys, if you're on Friend.tech, your information might have gotten leaked. So I would suggest pulling back here a little bit. Or as they say on the OnlyFans people trying to get me in, pull out sometime. There you go. Now, the good news, Shibarium is in private mode as Shiba Inu team gears up for enhanced security measures ahead of public relaunch. And Shibarium here in private mode, lead developer Shitoshi Kusama shares an update on Shibarium, revealing that the Layer 2 network is online in private mode for deep testing underway. Shiba Inu proponents are bursting with energy following a recent Shibarium update from Shitoshi. The announcement revealed that all issues on the newly launched Layer 2 network have been sorted. The Shiba Inu lead developer added that the team had been working to ensure maximum scalability on the network, which we already knew. But the SHIB lead developer noted that the Shibarium is now live, but not open for public access just yet. The aim is to enable the development team to execute deep testing on the blockchain to ensure perfect security status. Also, Kusama reported that the block production resumed yesterday in the private mode Shibarium. To further, it said that the SHIB team would rest to get a fresh start to solve all security problems before making SHIB public again. Now, we did this. This was the second update, so we're waiting for the third update right now. just so you guys know. So what we do have is we do have an active network again. We are ready to go. As reported by the Crypto Basis, this negative development erupted due to the unexpected high engagement. If you remember, they had bought 400 computation hours, and they had used 160 computation hours in the first minute computation units. I'm sorry. There's a lot of thirst for Shibarium, and that means there's going to be an incredible amount of burn. Now, someone said, let's not burn too much at one time. There wouldn't be enough liquidity. How would that work? So, and pointing out a valid issue. However, what is going on is that there'll be a lot of traffic on the network, meaning there'll be a lot of interest in SHIB. So with common trading and normal trading, I don't think it's going to be something that we're going to need to worry about. We do worry about it overall when there's liquidity crunch in cryptocurrency. But listen, if you're one of those long-term hodlers, you're the one with the problem. The people who cash out when there's opportunity and they're paying attention to it, they don't have to worry about that. So I would recommend do your own research. Look for your dips, look for your moons, peaks and valleys, guys. It's just about playing the peaks and valleys of cryptocurrency. If you do it right, then you're going to be just fine. And liquidity crunch is not going to be a thing for you. And it may not be a thing for SHIB as trading just continues. So I wouldn't be too worried about it. And this right here, by the way, is probably the most important part. Bone and leash to be burned too. Now, Bone is the gas that runs Shibarium, and it has 250 million circulating supply, and maximum supply for that matter. And BNB has 200. So when you start to balance this out, what happens when Shibarium starts to really get running, and we start to see a lot of different traffic and a lot of different people developing and building on that blockchain? What happens to Bone? If you remember, at one point, BNB went to $666, and they have 200 million supply, 250 million supply, including the burns, reducing it. That would create a crunch, the likes of which we've rarely seen. What if your Bone ended up at $100, $200, $300? If we took the 20% differential and we were just 666 by 20%, then you're coming down to about $530. What if you had a $500 Bone token? Would that not be insane? And by the way, I am wildly speculating here. I am not telling anybody that Bone is going to $500. But wouldn't it be wild if that's your speculation and you just longed it, and there we go? You know what I mean? Like it would be just unbelievable. So we're waiting for an update. Now, this update, by the way, is a rehash of the update that we got on Saturday. So let's not, we're not going to get too far ahead of ourselves right now. So we'll deal with that a little bit later on. Following up on this, crypto debt drove South Korean college student to armed robbery. How crazy is it? And he did not load into GTA 3 and do this in GTA 3. South Korean man has been handed a suspended jail term of almost 3 years after he was found guilty of armed robbery to clear a crypto debt. According to the South Korean media outlet Wow TV, silly name, the unnamed criminal was 22 years old and had amassed debts of over $37,000 due to failed crypto asset investments. The man, described as a college student, was sentenced to a branch of the Gwangju District Court where he was found guilty of robbery, threats of violence, and theft. The court heard that the man entered a convenience store in the Donggu region of Gwangji, and I hope I'm saying Gwangji right, on June 11th this year, armed with a weapon. The court also heard the man had proceeded to threaten a store employee with a weapon. I hope he was using I hope he was using Cloud Strife's sword. You know what I mean? Like they did in Blue Beetle. Be hilarious. The man then went on to steal over $425 in cash. This sumbitch couldn't even pay the gas fees to put his money back on chain in order to pay somebody. He stole a number of gift items from the store before leaving, including Google Play gift cards. Then he went to a number of other stores in the city where he stole similar items. So just crazy. This is what happens when you get wrecked. This is what happens when you take out a loan from CoinRabbit. This is what happens when those things start to happen. That's how the bad developments take place. Next up, the SHIB Inu official wallet becomes the week's top SHIB burner as the community burns 1.8 billion SHIB in 7 days. Look, By the way, it's newsworthy because it's news and because it does affect SHIB. But in the long term, this is a drop in the bucket. This is not going to drive your price action. This is such a low, small piece of the supply that it's not going to make any difference to anybody mathematically when this has happened. For example, Blaze token destroyed 22.57 million. I mean, think about what the percentage is of this right here. Like, we look at that and we're like, wow, that's a giant burn. But when we divide that by the circulating supply, 549. Like it's 4 thousandths of 4.00004% of the circulating supply. It's a nominal number. So anyway, so let's move on. Latest Bitcoin crash. We're going to move away from SHIB for just a few minutes here, but we're coming back to it in just a moment. But we got to point this out. Latest Bitcoin crash, the final fake out before mega expansion, according to a crypto analyst. TechDev says that if past indicators are an indicator of what's to come, Bitcoin's recent crash at the 25,000 level might act as a spring for a new expansion up. Either the months ahead surprise the market yet again, or this time is truly different. Now, I don't think that he's right in one regard. First of all, we have to go look at Bitcoin at this level right here. First of all, what we saw on Bitcoin was a dip down here, 25,399. Now, guys, here is the issue. The issue is there is a gigantic and massive liquidity pool in a lot of these different levels. Specifically, in this range right here is a massive liquidity pool. I did probably put that out a little too broadly. It's really right in this area. So we did not get into that massive liquidity pool that's sitting right at that level. It got protected. We just so happened to not be able to get there. Now, when you look at something like over here on futures trading on the Tether perpetual futures, you saw something radically different. You saw it dip down $1,000 more to 24,733. You saw it tip the liquidity pool before coming back out. So we've got to come down if we're going to make a big reversal. So you might see over the next 24 to 48 hours, you might just see another wicked little dip into 24,000 before we make the big move. Now, that's, again, wild speculation on my behalf, just based on the numbers that I see. When I zoom out here, let me turn this off. That is wild speculation on my behalf, okay? But it does seem to make sense that because that's the liquidity pool, right? So if I take, for example, where we've been trending since the beginning of this year, and I look at it like this, then I can say that, well, we broke the support line, right? That we're way down. But when I look at the drawdown from the top to the bottom over here, that's 20%. When I look at the top to the bottom drawdown here, as a matter of fact, let's from the top to the bottom here, 21%. From the top to the bottom here was 20%. From the top to the bottom here was actually 18%. So we didn't even drop as much on this dip as we did on the last bunch of dips. So I think it's important to point out that even though we really didn't maintain that trend line, consider this, that last dip was over here. This really did not come down, and we didn't, let's remove that right there. That's liquidity pool. But we're still minting a higher low over here. Whoops. From here to here, we're still in a bull trend. We're still in a bullish pattern. So what we're looking at is not what you think it is. We're just not moving as fast as people want to move, right? So even if we were to wick down and, let's say, not have as good a moment in time as we would like, if it comes back up after wicking down here at 24,000 and then pumps back up into this range, we're still on path. We're still moving in the right direction. Nothing's really changed. So, I'm super excited about where we're going right now. And look at this down here. This is the RSI, which we, from time to time we look at, but look at that red in there, right? That means that we are in an emergency sort of buy zone, basically. It's rare that we get into this level. And as you go back and you start looking at when we get into these levels, what happens here? Well, we got into this level right here, and there's the bull run right there. We got into this level. Whoops. God damn it. We got into this level down here. What happened? Bull run, just a massive, massive run. Very rarely do we get into these areas of buy zone, right? But when we do, when we wick down here, you got some sideways action here too, by the way. So we should point out at least that it doesn't mean that it's just going to start ripping, right? But in the very rare scenario where we get a buy zone like this, then we do end up just absolutely ripping. So I would be looking for something to tell us pretty soon that we are about to start on a massive rip, right? That's a lot of money sitting on the sidelines. It's a lot of money that people have out here in the game right now, just waiting for a big, big, big move. And the question right now is, do we even have the interest and liquidity to get to 32,000? And the answer to that is here we were at 31,841. If I take this and move this over, 31,829. And then up here, 31,840. Yes, there is the liquidity. We can get into that area. Would take that move probably down into the 24 to grab some of those investors down there, get them activated, and then then we're going to see some kind of little rip happening. But it really looks like we're in this phase right now where we don't know how low it's going to go. We could be testing 20,000 for all I know before it's all said and done. Like, it could be that the market conditions have created a very difficult environment and we may not be able to easily get out of it. And it's not really what the government says at this point. It's really about there's a lot going on in the world. So you really kind of have to look at like overall. China not in a great position. 70% of China's money is in real estate. Real estate like Evergrande is crashing. That's not great for the Chinese economy. The second largest debt holder for the United States is Japan. As America is slowing down, that's affecting the Japanese economy as well. So, there's a lot of moving parts here, and that means that there's not a lot of capital coming in. This could mean that BlackRock is looking to dunk the price down. Now, the contrary answer to that, when I say BlackRock is looking to dunk the price down, is BlackRock buys OTC. They don't buy on chain. Well, yeah, they do generally buy OTC, and they're generally ready for it. But here's the thing: they want their investors to be able to make a substantial return when this thing starts to run. And they've probably gotten in at a very, very good price. So they are probably in a great place with their bags. They probably bought in at 16 to 18. They're probably in great positions overall. So I don't think that we're dealing with what we think we're dealing with. So yeah, it's going to be absolutely interesting. It's going to be absolutely interesting to see how this whole thing plays out over the next little while. So next up, China proposes to regulate the metaverse through digital identity system. This is the start of what nobody wants to see, and that is people checking your ID, making sure that they know what you've got going on at every living. And look, the government and the laws in China are completely different. And for the rest of today and tomorrow, if you're on Twitter, you're probably going to see MAGA out here going, "Oh, look, they're coming for us, and they're going to want to track everything." not realizing the difference between China and the United States, because it's always, look, it's just if you scare people, you get them to vote for the way you want, blah blah. So you got a bunch of farmers out here trying to engage people with they're going to be tracking you, they're going to put the chips into the vaccine, and they're going to start tracking you, and then you can stick the spoon to your arm, and it's magnetized and shit like that. So just be prepared to see a bunch of this stuff, because they are literally trying to do this. China's social credit system is a regulatory framework to rate an individual's trustworthiness. So remember, China is really doing this stuff. So, and some of these ideas could be part of it. I was watching an Amazon special, by the way, and they were pointing out how China or how Amazon, see how I did that? China or Amazon is using Ring technology, because they bought Ring, Alexa technology and stuff to target you with ads and stuff like that. But wink, wink, they're not selling it. However, they are giving facial recognition software to officers in the police force right now to test and enhance their recognition system. And the police officers allegedly are saying that it's making their life easier. But does anybody read 1984? Because if you have, even though I'm joking here about China and MAGA and all that kind of stuff, it's feeling closer and closer and closer. So, I would be real nervous about this, not necessarily for China, because China does what China does, but for the rest of the world broadly. Next up, this was the articles that we got the other day. This is where it had resumed block production after the brief pause. This was our first update that reminded us that all is well in the SHIB universe. This was the second update here that was causing everything to go on. And then let's move on now to Volt. And the question for you is, are you Volted? If you haven't already, could you please hit the like button? Hit that like button for me, please. That will help me push me up in the algorithm. Only 45 likes, and we have 110 people watching right now. So yeah, it's help. Anyway, so tokens and NFTs, and I'm gonna give you some context to this so that everybody understands. Tokens and NFTs have been bought back and burned, and the rewards just got paid out. 93 billion Volt have been bought back and burned in one move. And remember, their original circulating supply was 69 trillion, but the remaining circulating supply is about 61 trillion. So this is about 100 billion off of that. Then 12 Volted Dragon Sailors Club NFTs have been bought and burned, putting that down to, let's go see here. Oh, it's not going to tell me how many there are. I would have to go look that up. I'm not going to take the time to look that up. But anyway, did buy 4 of the Volted Dragon Sailors Club. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? Let's go here and let's go to holders. 961 holders. So 5,610 are in the dead wallet right now, which would mean that not a whole lot left out here. So there's 20 pages worth of them. So if you have any Volted Dragons, then there you go. 12 more got burned. $30,000 has been airdropped to the Volti Eco stakers in Wrapped Ethereum. Now, if that happened, why did the price do this? Well, first of all, you have 2 things working for you. It's buy the rumor, sell the news. So that was going to be working against you to begin with. But secondly, $30,000 split up amongst 200 original Volti Eco holders meant that the Volti Eco holders only got $150. Now, I spent $257 just trying to get into the pool. So, and by the way, I was thinking, well, I'm going to be rewarded. It's going to be at least $1,000, right? So it would be worth it. Well, it turns out it was not worth it. It only got $147. Now, when I say that, that sounds bad, but let's kind of flip the script here, because I don't think it was necessarily that bad. This was just the first time. And here's what we found out. We found out that there is AI technology created by Voltoshi that can farm $30,000 worth of airdrops. Now, here's the other part. How much did he spend on those airdrops because it was basically free money at that point. What he wanted to do was build this thing. So imagine this is 30,000. This is probably the lowest that you will ever see. This is going to be the lowest that you will ever see. Richie's Plain Talk in the house with 5 memberships. Scottish Crypto's joined. Jay Locke has joined. Slap Yo Mama, Fish Killer, and Nick Bright have all joined the channel. Please make sure if you ever get an opportunity, renew, because that helps me out and helps me out tremendously, really. But anyway, so back to it. This is the first time that they've done this. And one of the big pieces was half of this was going back, half of the money that was earned was going to go to, there's a percentage. There was like half of it was going to go to Burns, 25% of it was going to go to redoing it all again. So, you know, you got $8,000, $9,000 now that you didn't have before that's going to go into doing this same thing. Now, what if he did $500 or $1,000 the first time? What if this thing goes up by a factor of 5 to 10x over the next little while? That's going to turn Volt into a significant profitable venture in that Volti ecosystem as it continues to build. And here's the other part. And I want to address this because I think that this is very, very, very important. And I don't think that people are paying attention to it. We're in the worst part of the crypto market right now. Okay. Now I know we're looking at $26,000 Bitcoin. We're just over here talking about Bitcoin getting close to 32,000. There's got to be some perspective to it. So I would understand if you don't understand what I'm saying when I say this, because you're looking at the start of the bull run. You're looking at, it's all coming together. You're looking at this upward momentum. It's all bullish, right? Well, not for altcoins. Let's go back here and let's look at something as simple as Crow. This is Crow from the beginning of this year until now. Crow was trading at about 9 cents. Crow is trading at 5 cents right now. And when you go down the list here, Solana a year ago was trading at $24. It's trading at 20 now. So consider this. Bitcoin at the start of the year was 16,000. Now it's 30,000. Okay. This is a Bitcoin market. This is not the rest of the broader market. At the beginning of the year, Ethereum was at 1189 and it's now at 1600. So it's bucked the trend and it's up, but I mean, we do see this downward trend here, right? We do understand that it's kind of moving. If I take this a little bit further and go into a parallel channel here, like we do see that it's moving downward, right? The price action is getting weaker and weaker. So, but as you go down this list here, SHIB from the beginning of the year, this was SHIB in December. There we go. January. There we go. Right here. Trading at about 97. Let's get over here just a little bit more. Trading at about 83.61. Trading at 80.85 right now. Bone a year ago was trading at 85 cents. Now at $1.19. So it's a bonus. But again, I mean, this is the broader market here. Well, like this one right here. What is this? Cardano. Cardano started off. It's basically dead even. So nothing is really working out right now for the broader crypto market. So we have to at least be savvy enough to see that shit's just not working out right now, right? We have to at least be able to understand that this market has been brutal. It's been suffocating. And it is not making things a whole lot better. Look over here. Very simple here. This is Polygon. Polygon is one of the highest traffic networks that there is, trading at 77 cents at the start of the year, trading at 55 cents now, right? And what we're looking for is, why is my meme coin not pumping? How come my meme coin's not pumping, bro? Well, I mean, guys, you have to be savvy enough and you have to at least be observant enough to understand that some of the largest tokens in the world, in the country, anywhere, the top 100 over here, we've had Akash Network have a big run. We've had Injective have a nice run. We've had Conflux have a nice run. We've had Render have a nice run. We've had Stacks have a nice run. These were not even in the top 100 to begin with. Look at these market caps. They were not in the top 100 to begin with. on these runs. At best, XDC might have been, maybe, and Solana. But we remember what happened to Solana. The only reason it was still there was because it had capitulated all the way down like $10. Bitcoin Cash, yeah. But once you get past that, only a few of these were pumping. When you go to the year to date here, ApeCoin down 60%, Terra down 56%, Huobi 53%, Algorand down 40%, Toncoin 42%, Trust Wallet down 39%, Dash 37%, Chiliz 36%, EOS 34%, Zcash down 33%, BitTorrent 32%, Flow 30%, Arweave, Ape NFT, KuCoin, everybody is down. Polygon, Bitcoin, SSV, Axie Infinity, the metaverse is tanking. Cosmos system, the entire Cosmos ecosystem down. eGold down. Theta down. Sandbox down. BNB down dramatically. Nexo, ICP down. Doge down. Near Protocol, GMX, Kronos, Uniswap down for the year. Uniswap is the highest traded that's where everything gets traded. Are you shitting me? And it's down. Curve down, Mina down, Litecoin down, Clayton, Quant, Tezos. Some of these are now we're getting into the kind of break-even mode. SHIB, break even from the start of the year. So there's not a lot of positivity in this market. And spoiler alert, it's about to get a little bit worse. It's all going to get a little bit, just a tiny bit worse before it gets better. The reason for that is that capitulation. When I talk about these Bitcoin levels and stuff like that, like you've got to remember that Bitcoin needs to get into that 24,000 level in order to get the liquidity out of that pool in order to make that next run up from, say, down into this range, boom, and then go crazy. And it's going to go crazy like this. And then it'll go sideways, and then it'll go up like this, and then it'll have a double top, and then it'll have a retracement. Like it's playing out in a predictive pattern. All you have to do is recognize the sign. Now, the one thing that we didn't see is we didn't see the predictive pattern play out on this one. At best, we can maybe make an argument that market conditions were such that was maybe the top right there, that it was a weak double top. But normally we would get a little bit higher if you zoom in on the Bitcoin price at this moment here and just kind of look at it. It's a really vague argument to say that that's, what I mean? Like it's a real vague argument to say that that's the top right there, that was the double top that we were looking for, that would be causing the capitulation. I mean, it is, but doesn't look great. So what we were looking for was something a little bit stronger than that, but we didn't get it. We did get the capitulation. We didn't get as strong a capitulation as we could have gotten. And now we're just kind of ranging sideways. And if you go look at these massive pumps like this, then you will see that there's the big downward move took a couple days. Then we had the big wicking, and then we had a little time here just kind of idle, and then boom, it was gone. Same thing here. We took a couple days coming down like that. Now we're not getting the move over here because I don't think that we're done with this. I think this comes down a little bit longer, like this right here, where we go sideways for a few more days, and then we've got another capitulation, and then boom, that's where we really start to see a big move. How far does that move go to the upside? Well, all we can do at this point is wild speculation. Looks like maybe 32, 33 is going to be the maximum that it can do. But again, that's still just wild speculation. Anyway, so back to Volt. This is the worst part of the market, and here we are, and they've managed to achieve $30,000 as they have more capital, as they have more opportunity. This thing is going to continue to start pumping, and Volt is only going to get better with time in the ecosystem and in the token itself. So I'm not really concerned. And then when you look at the broader market, somebody just asked, is Solana going to recover? Absolutely. All of these things are going to recover. As a matter of fact, we're starting to see money coming into the market. The Dow Jones is starting off on a positive, even though, we'll see whether it stays positive or not. But we're starting to see a little money coming back in slowly but surely. Excuse me. Let's move on over here. Ben Coin had a dip all the way down to, I want to say 2,800 something, 2020, something like that. We had a bunch of bigger wallets sell, 5.4, 4.9, 8.1, one of which, this one right here, this 293,000 right here, bought back in and got 313,000. So he increased his position by 20 billion tokens. So shout out to that guy for making a great play. But generally speaking, overall, everything's bleeding just a little bit because that's just what happens. So we're at 1816 on Dubai, which we're kind of done with that now. 120 on Bone, 74.66 on Deconnect, Advantis 1158, Volt 2406. Got a little reversal off of this bottom at 2400. Grumpy Cat 4190. SHIB, we already talked about. Pepe 1078, probably going to have another rip pretty soon. Ben 3007, 1289 for WAGMI. Continuing, like WAGMI is really starting to dump. It's been days now of just downward momentum. You know, I mean, Icarus ran too close to the sun, I guess, because, you know, we got that massive move. And since then, it's just been dump. Lillian, 2469, 100x gems, 2435. Ethereum, this is Harry Potter, Trump, God damn it, Homer Simpson, 777, Inu. Ready for the next big leg up. Today they start their marketing campaign. They're going to have they're going to be going after the Chinese market, and they're going to have trending on CoinMarketCap happening today. You're at the line right here. So if you're looking for a potential on a risk asset, I'm not saying that it won't break down. I don't know that it will or won't at this point. I'm just kind of pointing it out, but you're at the bottom right now of what could be another move towards the upside. So if this does, then you could be looking at a nice little breakout up to 1,200 or so, maybe 1,400. If it keeps ripping the way that it's been ripping, then that's what's going to end up happening. So, you know, but again, wild speculation on my behalf. This could be one of those big runs. So there we go. As far as liquidity goes, let's run through liquidity real quick. As you can see, the liquidation levels on the 7-day show that Bitcoin is now right in the middle of the pools. These pools come all the way down here. But when we look at the hot map, the really big map over here, then we see that the biggest area of value right here ends at around 24,500. So this big liquidity pool that we're looking at right in this range is the one that we're looking to. You know, if we can come down here and attack this, then that helps push as we go back up again. So that's the wild ass stuff that we hope is going on in the market. So with that being said, I am out. So remember, this is not financial advice. My name's Bleeves. I am always right. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate each and every one of you. You got plenty of things that you could be doing for the day. The fact that you spend the time with me talking about cryptocurrency does not fall on deaf ears. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Thank you for tuning in, and we will talk to you again tonight.
Whoa, another shot of the bullet. Loaded, got complex, cocking and pulling. That bottleneck look like the Loch Ness. What are we doing? I'm about to fall out, boy, and the proof's in the pudding. So, can we forget about the